A Texas blues style rhythm over a 1-4-5 progression in the key of E. A 1, 2, 3, 4. And welcome back to Swiftlessons for another rhythm guitar tutorial. In today's session, I'm going to be sharing with you a Texas blues style rhythm that you can apply to thousands of songs, and in this lesson, we're going to be applying it to a 1-4-5 progression in the key of E. So, I'm going to be showing you a few different chord grips. We're going to learn how to deaden the strings as we apply that entire strumming pattern to the 12th bar. I got a full tab for you and also a guitar profile at patreon.com/swiftlessons to help you with your study. Let's get started. Okay, classic at the fretboard, getting started learning this rhythm over an E dominant 7 chord. Now the way I'm playing it is just a C7 chord shape being brought up to the 7th fret. So I've got my ring finger on the 7th fret of the A string, my middle finger on the 6th fret of the D string, my pinky playing that dominant 7. That's the 7th fret of the G string, and also my index finger here on that E note, the 5th fret of the B string. Now because this is an E7, the low E and also the high E are going to sound great and very lush with this chord shape. Okay, now demonstrating that strumming pattern really slow on this Faith FG1 Earth Legacy Series guitar. It's a really beautiful guitar. I'll be sure to put some information about this in the description. Okay, so with the E7 chord, it's going to sound like this real slow. I can slide into it. Okay, and then with the count, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay, putting in those dead strokes there. So beat number 1, we're playing the low E string open. Okay, but if I wasn't playing in the key of E, I could have just hit the root note right here on the A string, 7th fret. Okay, but for the key of E, the open E string. Then we're going to have a downstroke on the full chord, and then a short upstroke. So far you have 1, 2, and. Now to get that nice short staccato upstroke, I'm playing and then releasing the pressure on the strings and covering up the strings so that way they don't ring out at all. Okay, so you might just want to practice that by itself. Okay, you really want to just think about just squeezing when you want to hear the sound. Okay, so it's really short. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So 1, 2, and. All right, then after that, we're going to get into this dead downstroke, live upstroke sequence. Okay, we're going to do that 2 times in total. Real slow. Root, down, up, scratch, up, scratch, up. Just like that. Okay, once you feel like you have that comfortable, see if you can slide into it right on beat number 2. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay, just to add a little bit more flavor there. Okay, so for our full 12-bar blues, we're going to have 2 other chords down. The A dominant 7-bar chord, and also the B dominant 7-bar chord, which are the same chord shape, just a whole step apart. Okay, so barring the 5th fret, setting up that dominant 7 shape, I've got the 7th fret of the A string and the 6th fret of the G string. My thumb is nice and low, so my fingers don't curl. We want them nice and straight, right? We have the fingers arched, so they're not touching any of the other strings below. Okay, an A dominant 7. See if you can apply that exact same strumming pattern now. So it's bass, down, up, scratch, up, scratch, up. Okay, this is the perfect strumming pattern for barred chords because you have complete control over the open strings. Actually, there are no open strings, and that's why it works so well. Okay, once you feel like you have it over the A dominant 7, see if you can apply it to the B7 up a whole step. One more time, bass, down, up, scratch, up, scratch, up. Okay, if you can do it on all 3 of those chords and you have nice smooth transitions between the 3, then you're ready to apply it to a full 12-bar blues. Okay, reviewing our chord progression now, we're going to have the E7 chord for a measure, the A dominant 7 for a measure, and then back to that 1 chord, E7 for 2 measures. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you're following along using your tab, we're going on to the next line of tablature, to the 4 chord A7 for 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back to the E7, that 1 chord for 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we're going to the B dominant 7 for 1 measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. The A dominant 7, 1 measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going back to the E7 for 1 measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then finally, that 12th measure is going to be split between the E7 and the B7, which is going to be a little bit tricky as you split the strumming pattern across those 2 chords. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, memorize that chord progression, the 12-bar blues with an extra change at the beginning. Then once you feel like you have it, we're going to apply the strumming pattern. Okay, demonstrating this Texas-style strumming pattern over the 12-bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and A. 2, and 3, and 4, and E. 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. 2, and 3, and 4, and A. 2, and 3, and 4, and A. 2, and 3, and 4, and E. 2, and 3, and 4, and E. 2, and 3, and 4, and B. 2 and 3 and 4 and A. 2 and 3 and 4 and E. 2 and 3 and 4 and E. 2 and 3 and 4 and back to E to resolve. We just went through that full 12-bar blues, but I have a feeling that some of you might have a little bit of trouble transition from the E7 to the B7 on that final measure. So here it is nice and slow. 1, 2, and 3 and 4. Now the trick there is to transition during the dead stroke. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And if you've played this chord thousands and thousands of times as I have, then you'll find that you'll get there a little bit before you do the dead stroke. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so practice that nice and slow. You really need to get a pattern like this into muscle memory, but once it's there, once you've had those hundreds of repetitions and it's really locked down, you'll find that you'll have no trouble singing over top of it and adding in some other kind of more ornamental elements to it. All right, friends, thanks so much for checking out this rhythm guitar tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Big thanks to my supporters at patreon.com/Swiftlessons. Hope you're enjoying all those extra resources. And thanks to you guys, I got many more lessons coming up. So keep checking in. Please subscribe. Please share. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia, saying happy picking.